YouTube. I'll tell you one thing. You know, I remember when I was sick, I had gout, I had all kind of pain, and my knees were hurting. So I began to research. I began to research about eating raw, and I even researched about fasting. And I read the Bible. The Bible teaches about fasting, and I read some books about fasting. But one thing I discovered that is very important is learning how to eat properly. You know, I've seen people, they obsess with one way of eating. Like for instance, you have the vegans, the raw vegans, and they swear that that's the only and that's the best way, um, to eat, to live the optimum health. And then you get the other one, and they have all kind of names. I have tried raw eating for about 28 days, straight raw. I mean, I felt excellent, and I am and not an expert on that. But one thing I discovered, I am the kind of person where I can learn very quickly, and I can understand things very quickly. But one thing I can tell you, raw eating is not the optimal and the best way to live your life. But one thing I discovered, and it starts from the basic need in life. One of the things people would always say is that the ground is being depleted of its nutrient, so they are asking you to take a supplement. Like for instance, when you are taking supplements, you are supposed to take vitamins and minerals. But first of all, you ask yourself, what are the vitamins and what are minerals? And usually when I explain it to friends, I tell them that vitamins are basically they are like the acids, the chemicals, and the minerals are just irons and stones, metals and stones. Because when you have iron, you have boron, you have calcium, and those calciums are like stones, basically. So in order for you to absorb calcium, you need an acid to break it down, so it can come to the form of a macronutrient. In other words, the smallest particle, so your body can absorb it. So just think of eating cooked food as the minerals, and then the raw vegetables and the fruits are like the vitamins. So the point I'm trying to get here, in order for you to have optimal health, you need a combination of both of them. You need to eat raw vegetables so your body can receive nutrient, enzymes, and the vitamins that it needs, and also plant-based food, like for instance the raw and the green vegetables. They do have a small quantity level of macronutrient of minerals, but with the primary thing that they have and that they supply are vitamins. And then also there are certain foods, a person on the right mind will know that those foods are best eaten when they are cooked. Like for instance, rice. You know, it is foolish to ask somebody to eat raw rice, or even meat, animal meat. Yes, you can survive without it, but sometimes there are certain nutrients and that you may need to eat a small percentage of meat. And the protein is different from a plant protein, but because plant protein have a much better quality, but you still need a small level of animal meat. And usually people who do not eat a balanced diet may suffer from vitamin B12. And usually people who do not eat meat. But one thing that I would recommend, if you decide to eat meat, make sure you eat a small quantity. But the problem with the modern world is that you give somebody freedom, the first thing that they do, they just exaggerate. They just go overboard. The same way like the vegans, they go out overboard about their vegan practice, and the same way the meat eaters, they go overboard about their meat eating. And the key, why I'm trying to make this video, is about teaching people about to be balanced. Another, for you to have the optimal health, I truly believe that you need, your majority of the food that you eat must be a raw base, which is green raw vegetables and fruits, and then in a smaller quantity of cooked food, like a combination of grains and like steamed vegetables like potatoes and yams or all those, and also a very, very tiny small quantity of meat. You don't need that much meat, but your primary meal, I would say you need a total of like 60% to 80% amount of raw vegetables and fruits in your diet, and then I would say maybe from 40 to 20% of cooked food, with a combination of like steamed vegetables, grains, and those other kind of foods. And then raw vegetables basically are like cleansers. They clean your system. They are like the detergent that breaks down the gunks and the things, and the cooked food, the ones, the things that they have in them, like the minerals, and there are other form of vitamins that you may find in cooked food, and that can also be mixed together with the vitamins from the raw food to create new form of vitamins, so your body can use that. You see, trust your body. Your body is like a lab. It's like a system. It's a smart system. It knows what it needs, and it knows how to use what you give it. So make sure you have a variety of things in your diet. And when you go to the store, just look at the food that they have. The markets, they usually they don't have all the things that our body need. And the thing is, usually when you go to the supermarket, what they do, they basically give you one kind of food, and they keep on changing the look of the food, and they make you think that you're eating something different, and it's not true. So if you're going to shop for food, make sure you get into a habit of going to different places. Go to the farmers market, and go to all kind of different, and sometimes you might need to go to different cultures. Like for instance, you may decide to go to Trader Joe's or Whole Food, or maybe even Vons, and then and you may find a certain kind of food, and then you may decide to go to Chinatown and go to one of their stores. They may have things that you will never see in those other stores, and you may go to one of the Indian stores. They have things that you may not find anywhere. But those stores, if you go to each one of them, you'll find different things, and I would recommend that you make use of this opportunity, so you can enrich your body with different kind of foods, and don't eat the same thing all the time. Like certain races, rice is their primary meal. All they do is just eat rice for every meal. And some people just eat beans. Some people just eat like, but eat variety of food. Give your body variety of chemicals and different sources of food, so you can get different type of minerals, and let your body decide how it's gonna use it. But I do recommend to eat 60% to 80% of raw vegetables, and then because you're gonna need that, so the body can produce the chemical it needs and the enzyme it needs to break down the cooked food that you will eat. Okay, I will share more with you and explain a little bit more. This is my first video, and it may not seem to be um, you know, where I'm pretty sharp in explaining it, but hopefully as I keep on doing it more, I will put in a much better way to explain it, you know. Okay, talk to you guys later.